Last day pestilence. Joel 1 and 3 to 5. Tell your children of it. Let your children tell their children, and their children another generation, that which the palmer worm has left has the locust eaten, and that which the locust has left has the cankerworm eaten, and that which the cankerworm has left has the palmer worm eaten. Awake, you drunkards, and weep, and howl, all you drinkers of wine, because of the new wine, for it is cut off from your mouth. Luke 21:11. And great earthquakes shall be in divers places, and famines, and pestilence, and fearful sights, and great signs shall there be from heaven. All right?
As China confronts a lethal virus that threatens to spread to other countries across the world, Eastern Africa is dealing with massive swarms of desert locusts that have already devastated its crop.
Now, we should know that.
Have advised citizens to stock up on food as the insects approach the border with Kenya. Now, researchers say they pose an unprecedented threat to food security in some of the world's most vulnerable countries.
The hopping locust has eaten. And what the hopping locust left, the destroying locust has eaten. It is now time for people to repent. This is not normal.
And I hope you understand that this is judgment. Jeremiah 44 and 12. And I will take the remnant of Judah that have set their faces to go down into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, and they shall all be consumed and fall in that land of Egypt. They shall even be consumed by the sword and by the famine. They shall die from the least even unto the greatest by the sword and by the famine, and they shall be an extraction and an astonishment and a curse and a reproach. For I will punish them that dwell in the land of Egypt, and as I have punished Jerusalem by the sword and by famine and by pestilence. So this is one of Africa's judgments from God. So that none of the remnant of Judah, which are gone down into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, shall escape or remain, that they should return into the land of Judah. So the remnant, now let me show you how they're doing exactly what God said. But they're going to die from pestilence and sword.
The African Hebrew Israelites of Jerusalem. The way they tell the story, they were driven out of the Holy Land thousands of years ago by the Romans. Then they fled to Africa, where they were enslaved and taken to America.
We'd like to first thank the Holy One of Israel for blessing us with this beautiful day in northeastern Africa.
They were not, okay. And you know about the year return, all these people been going there.
In search of inner peace.
It has its ups and downs, of course.
Wait.
Of their forefathers. Returning to the land of their forefathers in search of inner peace.
It has its ups and downs, of course, but I love being near the water. I love peace.
It's taken time for Cicely Williams to adapt to her new life in.
So you can look it up. It was called Year of Return. Lots of people went down to Africa. But let's see what God says. So that none of the remnant of Judah, which are gone into the land of Egypt to sojourn there, shall escape or remain, that they should return into the land of Judah. Remember, because you're supposed to, God's going to say, come and get you from the four corners, right? To which they have a desire to return to dwell there, for none shall return, but such as all shall escape. Now, Jeremiah 42 and 19. The Lord has said concerning you, O remnant of Judah, go ye not into Egypt. Now, certainly that I have admonished you this day, all right, so that it be well with all the men that set their faces to go into Egypt to sojourn there. They shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, and none of them shall remain or escape from the evil that I will bring upon them. The Lord has said concerning you, O remnant of Judah, go ye not into Egypt, but know certainly that I have admonished you this day. Now therefore know certainly that you shall die by the sword, by the famine, and by the pestilence, in the place whither you desire to go and to sojourn. Now Habakkuk 3 and 5 to 10, showing you not only is this pestilence plague, is it is a judgment upon Arabia as well. Before him went the pestilence, and burning coals went forth at his feet. He stood and measured the earth. So before God comes, the pestilence goes and the burning coals. He beheld and drove asunder the nations, and the everlasting mountains were scattered. The perpetual hills did bow, his ways are everlasting. I saw the tents of Shushan, that's Arabia, in affliction because of the pestilence, the locust that's happening right now, and the curtains of the land of Midian, that's Arabia, did tremble. Was the Lord displeased at the rivers? Do you not see all the floods and going on right now? Was the Lord angry against the rivers? Was thy wrath against the sea, that thou did ride upon thy horses and thy chariots of salvation? Thy bow was made quite naked according to the oaths of the tribes, even thy word, Selah. Thou did cleave the earth with rivers. The mountains saw thee, and they trembled. The overflowing of waters passed by the deep, uttered his voice, and lifted up his hands on high. Amos 4:10. I have sent among you the pestilence after the manner of Egypt. Your young men have I slain with the sword, and have taken away your horses, and I have made the stink of your camps to come up onto your nostrils, yet you have not returned unto me, says the Lord. I have overthrown some of you as God has overthrown Sodom and Gomorrah, and you were as a firebrand plucked out of the burning, yet you have not returned unto me, says the Lord. Therefore thus will I do unto thee, O Israel, and because I will do this unto thee, prepare to meet thy God, O Israel. For lo, he that formed the mountains, that created the wind, and declares unto man what is his thought, that makes the morning darkness and treads upon the high places of the earth. The Lord, the God of hosts, is his name. Ezekiel 38:22-23. And I will plead against him with pestilence and with blood, and I will rain upon him, and upon his bands, and upon the many people that are with him, and overflowing rain, and hailstones, fire, and brimstone. Thus will I magnify myself and sanctify myself, and I will be known in the eyes of many nations, and they shall know that I am the Lord. All right, so this pestilence of Arabia is in Habakkuk. And as you can see, it's also in Arabia. I'm just going to get it, locust, and well, we call it Saudi Arabia now, right? Okay, so 6 days ago, millions of locusts invade Saudi Arabia, Madagascar battle. Okay, so there's many videos you can watch it. I'm just pulling it up. I'm not going to get into it. So just want to tell you, this is plagues, and you Israelites who go down back to Africa, you're going to die by the sword, the famine, and the pestilence. All right, because you never put God first. You didn't trust God, that God's going to come and deliver you from the four corners of the earth where he scattered you. So that is your judgment. And